Hello, and welcome to the first episode of the PintSizeAnalyze podcast. In tonight's episode, I'm going to be discussing the Mariners' 13-1 win over the Baltimore Orioles in Baltimore. I'm going to be discussing tonight's start by Mariners starter Logan Gilbert. I'm going to be discussing the recent hot streaks of Teoscar Hernandez and Tom Murphy, and I'm going to be finishing up today's episode with a preview of tomorrow's matchup. So in tonight's game, we had the Mariners coming out again early and scoring runs early. They scored one run in the second, 3 runs in the third, or 4 runs in the third, 1 run in the fourth, and then they ended up scoring 7 runs in the eighth, including 6 RBI singles back to back, all with 2 outs, which is an excellent sign to see for the offense. Mariners had a lot of hard contact today, as you can see. Cal Raleigh led all hitters in exit velocity today with a single that came off the bat at 109.3. Tom Murphy had a who I'm going to be discussing later, had a double that left the bat at 108.9, and Teoscar Hernandez had a single that left the bat at 106.3 and a home run that left the bat at 106.2, and then Tom Murphy also had another home run that left the bat at 105.8, as well as a sac fly that left the bat at 105.7. Murphy also had three barrels today. You can tell it was a barrel by the green outline around the expected batting average. And if you're unsure of what a barrel is, it is basically when a hitter hits the ball on the barrel and more often than not, a barrel will lead to a home run. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Seven balls were barreled in today's game, and 4 of those 7 barreled balls and resulted in home runs. So, as you can tell, it's a very, very, it tells you just how solid of contact the hitter is making, and more often than not, when a hitter is barreling up the ball, it's going to lead to productive results at the plate. Today, I want to discuss the start of Logan Gilbert next. Logan Gilbert went 7 innings pitched, giving up just 2 hits, the 1 run, it was earned, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, and he lowered his season ERA to 4 and 4.07. Justin Topa went 1 inning, giving up 1 hit, 1 strikeout, and then Taylor Saucedo came in the bottom of the ninth. Not a safe situation, but he pitched an inning, also had a strikeout. And then I want to now discuss the recent hot streak of Teoscar Hernandez. So if we go to his Fangraphs page right now, we'll see that he had 3 hits today, and his season WRC plus is now up to 112. It was at 107 before today, so he is very, very solidly an above league average hitter after the performance tonight by him, which is excellent to see. And then I also wanted to discuss Tom Murphy because I feel like Murphy's performance has been very, very intriguing this year. I know that going into the season, a lot of people viewed Murphy as having the potential to be a 105 to 110 WRC plus bat, particularly against lefty starters, and that he was going to be the platoon catcher, with Cal getting majority of the at bats. And that's basically what has happened so far. But aside from a rough April for Tom Murphy, he actually has a 150 WRC plus since April 27th. So in 57 plate appearances, he has 15 hits, 7 doubles, 2 home runs, 7 runs, 4 RBI, and then an 8.8 walk percentage, almost 30%, and then a 288 average, 351 on base, 538 slugging, 379 WOBA, and that, like I said, that 150 WRC plus. So he has been an excellent hitter in ever since the end of April, and he has absolutely been playing even better than we hoped for, and he has looked like a very, very viable bench bat against lefty starters, and it's just really, really exciting to see that he's performing so well, and it really, really lengthens this lineup and this team, and when you're able to have Cal still in the lineup, but just DHing, less wear on his body, which catchers' bodies wear down a lot faster. We know that. That's why it's so common that catchers don't play full seasons. They usually play about 4 out of 5 days, and Murphy has been excellent in his role. And then going back to the start of Logan Gilbert, I wanted to look at his FIP, and as you can see, his season FIP continued to go down. His season FIP continued to go up, unfortunately, which is kind of a worrying trend recently. But as you can see, it was mostly because of the one home run given up. But obviously, his season ERA went down. And then the xFIP, what was his xFIP before? His xFIP before was 3.61. So the xFIP also went up slightly, very, very slightly. And the FIP only went up very, very slightly as well. So not like a noticeable change. One thing that I noticed about Logan today that I thought was excellent was that the velocity, his pitch velocity looked good. He reached 3, which is not a fastball velocity that I've seen him reach since last season. I know he touched 100 like one time last season, but yeah, he reached 98.3, and that was in the seventh, or no, that was in the fourth inning. He reached 98.3 to Adley Rutschman, and then he also had 97.9 as well as 97.6. So the fastball velocity for Logan going up is definitely exciting, and we know that his fastball has the capability of sitting 96, 97 like it was today, but we've kind of seen it sitting more at like 94, 95 recently, and those one or two ticks absolutely make a difference. But one thing that was also excellent for Logan though was that, and they talked a lot about this on the broadcast, was just the continuing development of his slider. It just continues to be a really, really good pitch, as well as the splitter as well. It feels like Logan Gilbert's a different pitcher this year when he has those two pitches in his arsenal, and with how they're working right now, he feels like a different pitcher from where he was before. And it's interesting because Logan Gilbert was a pitcher who, for a long time, his first few years in the majors, kind of was very, very fastball heavy, relied on his fastball. His fastball was like the solidly above league average pitch, and his other pitches were, average to slightly, below average, his secondaries. But that has not been the case this year. He has an average fastball now, but is armed with multiple plus secondaries. And it really is exciting because you can just think of the possibilities where if he's able to bring that fastball to the performance and the results that he got on it in 21 and 22, paired with this year's secondaries, this year's breaking pitches, as well as like that splitter, it looks like he has the potential to be a very, very good starter. And he already is a very, very good starter, but I think he has a chance to even take it another level up, which is excellent. And, he's like now he's been in the Mariners rotation the longest of any pitcher now, but you have to remember, this is still like, he's only pitched one full season of Major League Baseball before. This is his second full season. So despite being in the Mariners rotation for the longest amount of time, he has actually still, like I said, a very, very young pitcher, still developing. Secondaries are still, being worked on. Fastball still being worked on. And every major league pitcher, every major leaguer makes changes throughout their career, but he could see even more changes. And this is not the final form of Logan Gilbert, absolutely not. And I just expect him to continue to get better and better and better. As for the hot streak of Teoscar Hernandez, he, like I said, he raised his season WRC plus from to 112, and then there was one other thing about Teoscar that I wanted to mention, and that it was we saw him. We also saw with Teoscar, he was able to. He was working at bats. It felt like, which is something that Teoscar wasn't really particularly like known for when he came to the Mariners. He definitely had some swing and miss, but it felt like he was working at bats, fouling off pitches. Honestly, the whole Mariners lineup was, but Teoscar is somebody who I just wanted to give a little shout out to, because I know that him, fighting and in at bats and just working counts and stuff is absolutely helping his overall offensive performance. And is part of the reason for his success this month is that he's just staying so patient and, fighting off tough pitches and not chasing and, swinging at pitches that he should be swinging at. It feels like his approach is a lot more complete, and it has been since the start of June, really, and it's making his whole offensive game a lot more complete. He looks like an excellent hitter. He's about the hottest hitter on the team right now. And then also Eugenio Suarez was, I believe, 3 for 4 yesterday with a walk. He went 3 for 5 today. He had a double as well as a single, and then actually two double and two singles. So him getting hot at the plate as well would also be a very very significant welcome for the Mariners and would absolutely help their performance. And then Caballero got on base 3 times. He also stole a base. And then Kelnick had 1 hit. Julio had 1 hit. Ty France had 3 hits. And then and Ty France currently has, I believe, a 17-game on base streak now as well. So that's awesome. And then Cal had 2 hits as well as that 109 single off the bat. You could tell Cal has that kind of power where he can hit the ball really really hard. And then moving on to tomorrow's game. Tomorrow's game is going to feature Bryce Miller, the Mariners' rookie right-hander, against Dean Kramer. He has been pitching in the majors for 1 year now, just over 1 year of service time now. He has a 4.56 ERA this year, 4.63 FIP, 4.38 xFIP, 5.88 expected ERA. XwOBA does not like him. 5 F or 0.5 FWAR, and then 8 Ks per nine, 2 walks per nine. So the walks are good. Not great home run numbers, and then he's 8-3 in 15 starts and 81 innings pitched. And then I actually want to look at his strikeout percentage. So 20% strikeout and 6% walk rate. It's actually not very good. And then we can check his Savant page right here. So yeah, actually the walk rate is good. The walk rate is good. And then average exit velocity. So as you can see, he's not tremendous in a lot of stuff. That curve does generate a lot of spin, but let's check the run value of his curveball right now. I'm curious to see the run value of his pitches. All right, so the run value, this is for this year, and the curveball has 1 positive run, and then sweeper 3, changeup 4, sinker 5. Okay, so it looks like looks like his best pitches are definitely his 4-seamer and his sinker. So I hope that he throws a lot of those tomorrow because well, actually, I don't. I mean, I don't hope. I hope that he doesn't throw a lot of those tomorrow. I hope that he's sticking to the secondaries because every secondary that he's thrown so far has not been great. He's relying heavily on his sinker and 4-seamer as like the only above average pitches in his arsenal. As for the percentiles, though, he also does mix it up a decent amount. Obviously, fastball heavy, and then cutter as well. Sinker 15%, changeup 13%, sweeper 7%, curveball 6%. So will be interesting though to see him. I don't expect the Mariners to be seeing a lot of breaking pitches tomorrow. It's mostly going to be fastballs and off speed. The cutter, sinker, and then the changeup as well as the 4-seam. And then for Bryce Miller tomorrow, he has a 3.68 ERA, 3.12 FIP, 4.01 xFIP, 1.4 FWAR, and the 5-3 record in 9 games started, 51 innings pitched, and then 22% strikeout rate, 4% walk rate, and as for ERA minus, 92 ERA minus, 75 FIP minus, and then the xFIP minus, I'm curious about. Okay, 95 xFIP minus. Okay, so only 5% better than league average. And then the Sierra, which if you're curious about what Sierra is, it's skill interactive ERA. And it's great at like measuring future performance. If you look at like, for instance, the Sierra leaders from last year, a lot of them are now this year's like best pitchers. So it's a very, very good way of determining a pitcher's future success. And Miller has a 3.94 Sierra, and then we can check Kramer's as well. He has a 4.32 Sierra. So yeah, obviously, and then 104 xFIP minus and 109 ERA minus, 111 FIP minus. Okay. And then as for the batted ball rate, though, Miller has Miller's been good at limiting, kind of, but I'm interested to see what he does against a team like the Orioles because they hit the ball hard. So look for him to limit hard contact tomorrow, and I think that Bryce Miller limiting hard contact tomorrow would be the Mariners' #1 key to success. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. This was just a short 15-minute episode, my first ever episode. But I wanted to give a little recap of tonight's game, some players that played an important part in it, like the starter, some hot hitters, and then I also want to give a quick preview of tomorrow's game between Bryce Miller and Dean Kramer. It starts at 1:05 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4:05 Eastern Time, and I'll be there to watch the game, and I hope you guys watch it as well. Go Mariners!